Thanks, Evan. You know, Jamie, a couple weeks from now, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to slide on over to the G20. I'm going to stretch out at the fake lake, pour myself a nice fake Molson's, maybe listen to a fake news conference or two. And, you know, I'm going to ask myself this question. Where have all the fiscal conservatives gone? Doesn't anybody in this government give a damn about taxpayers' money anymore?
You know, Scott, that's the first good news I've heard about this fake lake, that you're actually going to get some enjoyment out of it. So good for you. I hope you spend the whole afternoon there, because you know something? I'm not going to defend this. I don't think very many people can defend this crazy spending. Bit unusual coming from this government. You would have expected from Liberals. But I'll tell you, here's the deal. You don't open a window. Guess what you see? A lake. Not only a lake, a Great Lake. If you don't like that,
a spectacular Great Lake.
I checked today, $6. You can go on a ferry ride. We could take all the words media on the ferry ride, because you even get a group discount if you've got a whole bunch going at the same time. So, you know, something, this obviously isn't a good idea at all. Worse than the effort itself has been the communications on this. I give them an F for it. It couldn't be worse, but I'll tell you, even in a bad week, still gets taken away by Judy Sgro spending $22,000 to her kids for renting her own house.
Try to change the channel. No such luck, my friend. I'm afraid you are right in the teeth of a water cooler issue, and people are shaking their heads at this government. And, you know, it's nice to hear conservatives like yourself and Tom Flanagan say that it's ridiculous and you won't defend it. Here's what people would really like to hear from conservatives, though. The ones in Ottawa, the Prime Minister in particular, people would like to hear him say, you're right, it is indefensible, and so I'm going to stop it. We are not spending $2 million to make a fake lake. I cancel it. I want the money back. Done. Why isn't that happening?
Well, speaking of done, this week Parliament passed the 5th consecutive budget for a minority government, a couple of minority governments. That's quite an accomplishment. But despite lots of yammering, lots of hollering, lots of yelping, and lots of complaining, surprise, surprise, the Liberals got the diplomatic flu and weren't in the House to vote. Scott, come on. They have a position. They have a point of view. Why didn't they show up to vote?
Oh, give it a break. Give it a break. And you would have been among the first applauding the Liberal Party for forcing an election in the current circumstances. We know that every party in the House says that it doesn't want an election, including the Conservatives. So here's the reality of minority parliaments, right? You actually have to work with other parties, something Stephen Harper says he wants to do, but he never seems to get around to doing. And here's another fact. Stephen Harper says he doesn't want an election, but you know what? He's jonesing for it hard. We see every day him doing more and more things that he thinks people don't care about, but will force parliamentarians to actually break ranks with him. You know, he's pulling away. He's starting to renege on the Afghan detainee deal. You know, you got this ridiculous charade where his, you know, staffers won't go before Parliament. They're snubbing their nose at Parliament. He's trying to provoke a crisis and a confrontation.
What Stephen Harper's busy doing every day. He's busy governing and busy offering principled government to the people of Canada.
Oh, God, principled?
Well, he's offering
if he spoke those words, his lips would burn.
What are you guys off doing? I think picking a new name for your party. I heard someone suggest the name Liberal Demerol or something, but you know, I was thinking about that new party. Big problems for lots of people, but there's one guy it's a great idea for. Scott Bryson, maybe 3 times lucky. It'll give him his 3rd new party to run for, and maybe he'll win this time out.
Well, I'm against that, but I'd like to see Scott win. That would be good fun. All right, listen, Jamie, the Prime Minister's Director of Communications, Dimitri Sotis, holds a job that I used to. And I just got to tell you, from my point of view, when I worked in the job, my sense was this, particularly when we were in a minority parliament. I answered to the Prime Minister, I answered to the Cabinet, I answered to the caucus, and you know what? You also answer to Parliament.
They answer to Parliament.
No. You do. You're an employee. You're actually a public office holder. You have to sign a statement that you're a public office holder when you work in the Prime Minister's office. Dimitri Sotis has been subpoenaed before Parliament, and he's dodging the bailiff. How can you say you guys are in favor of law and order when you won't even obey the basic laws of Parliament?
I got to tell you, whenever this happens, I actually go crazy. My head wants to explode, because you know why? I don't think there's another job in Canada where you could go to work every day and do the exact opposite of the people that put you in that job wanted you to do. Every time we see all parliamentarians behave in this way, all parliamentarians get caught up in this inside
Don't
baseball.
blame all parliamentarians.
All parliamentarians acting like 7-year-olds playing soccer, chasing the new shiny ball. What do we know? $1 of debt doesn't get paid down. A hospital doesn't get opened.
Garbage.
A kid doesn't go to university.
Garbage.
We don't support our troops in Afghanistan. That's what we should be doing. And
listen,
I can tell you, the people at home want them to do it. I think a pox on all their houses. Yeah. This is a silly season. It's ridiculous. Enough.
So we only got 90 seconds. Okay, nice straw man there, Scarecrow. But I'm going to tell you something. You know what? There's actually 2 people that deserve a strike on this. There's two groups of people that deserve a strike on this. The first is the government for ignoring Parliament, to which it should answer. You know what? We're in a parliamentary democracy.
They're sending the ministers
no, they're not. We're in a parliamentary democracy.
That's what we call it, ministerial responsibility.
Good enough for the Conservatives when you were in office. The second group is the media, because the media shouldn't be taking Dimitri's calls at the same time they know he's ducking the parliamentary bailiff.
Finally, it's prediction time. Our favorite time of the week on Point of Order. You know, wow, if there's ever an example of where it's not your enemies, it's your friends that you got to be worried about. Poor Michael Ignatieff. He's trying to stamp out this talk of a coalition. And I'm just wondering, Scott, at the end of the day, are his days numbered?
No. And, you know, a couple of things. First of all, be very careful who you suggest is my friend. I am a loyal, long-time Liberal. I've enjoyed watching a couple of marginal characters light themselves on fire in the last couple of days. But you know what? It's not fun because it's a distraction. And I'm going to tell you a couple things. I think, obviously, this is a challenge. And it's been a distraction, and it's been a story that's been sort of dogging the Liberals for the last couple of days for a bunch of really ridiculous and goofy reasons. But, you know, at the end of the day, a couple points. One, there is no merger happening, okay? All right? Liberals do not believe that the remedy to our challenges is to put an end to our party. Right. Nobody believes that. No credible person in the Liberal Party believes that. It isn't going to happen. We've heard it from the leader and from the caucus. The second thing I would say is this. It's a kind of issue that, you know, it's challenge. Right. But if Ignatieff plays his cards right, he actually might be able to really connect with rank-and-file Liberals and rally them around him.
I agree on this. You know, this talk that this is being discussed by serious Liberals, I haven't seen any evidence any serious Liberals are actually
not the ones on TV, that's
about this. Sure. But here it shows where Michael Ignatieff's problem is. At a time when he should be on the Prime Minister, when he should be able to make some political points and score some points on the Prime Minister right now, that's not happening for him because he's got his shoelaces tied together and the party's got their shoelaces tied together. So partisan to the side, they got to sort this out. They got to sort it out soon for him to have any chance of moving forward.
Well, it's time to start picking our friends better. That's for damn sure. All right, Evan, that's going to be it for us. We're going to be back in 7 days when, Jamie, I'm still going to be right, and I'm afraid you're still going to be wrong.
Hey, Evan, I'm Jamie Watt. See you next week.